In our news bulletin for this evening, Niue hosts the 78th USB Council two-day meeting. Air New Zealand's midweek flights starts this week. Unauthorised dumping of waste on private land raises concerns. Handicrafts Workshop looks at the potential economic benefits in tourism market demand. Yesterday, the 78th USB Council meeting officially opened at the Millennium Hall in Alofi with over 40 delegates from around the region. The USB Council is made up of representatives from the 12 member countries. That also includes the Pro-Chancellor and the Chair, the Vice-Chancellor and President, academic staff, students, community and business leaders, including representatives from Australia, New Zealand and a member of a crop agency. The USB Council meets twice a year, once in May and another meeting in November. The mid-year meeting is normally held in one of the 12 member countries, and in November the meeting is held in Fiji. At the last meeting, Honourable Pokotosipeli expressed Niue's interest and desire to host the 78th meeting. That request has been fulfilled this week. We spoke with the chair of the council today, as they were into the second and final day of the meeting, about the meeting and the ambitions of the university.
The university has a very ambitious strategic plan. It is a 6-year strategic plan which will continue until 2018, when the university celebrates its 50th anniversary. So all our activities and how successful we are is based on the objectives as specified in the strategic plan, and we judge our progress according to that. By and large, the university is going extremely well. We have had many successes. We still have many challenges, and some of the challenges are being discussed at the council now, and council will formulate strategies to meet those challenges.
The annual meetings are important for the council to discuss strategic plans and presentation of reports for members to deliberate over. Regular meetings enable the council to identify areas that need improvement and what works well for the university. As with all high-level meetings, preparations have been months in the making, and Mr. Janif shared his views on Niue as the host of this council meeting.
I think the arrangements have been very, very good. The hall is an excellent venue. It is not air-conditioned, which is great for many of us. But it has not been too hot either, so it's very good. The secretarial arrangements are made by the university itself, and the university secretary and the council secretary and her staff are here to ensure that the council meeting runs properly. So it's been excellent. Hosting, the hotels have been very good. Unfortunately, our numbers were such that we had to spread ourselves out into several types of accommodation. But by and large, members are very happy with the arrangements that have been made. And we thank the Niuean government for all the transport arrangements that have been made for us.
Niue has benefited from being a member of USB since 1972, and the last time Niue hosted the USB Council meeting was in 2002, that the Pro-Chancellor was also a part of, and he made comparisons with some of the apparent changes.
The place looked vibrant. From memory, in 2002, many more homes were boarded up. And that's the first thing I noticed. The second thing I noticed was there were many more cars, and the place, it looks clean. It doesn't only look clean; it is clean, and people have smiles on their faces, and there seems to be a lot more activity. So, yeah, well done.
The USB Council meeting concluded this afternoon with meeting outcomes yet to be released. We wish all the delegates well as they return to their respective countries and organizations. The tourist season got off to a rather damp start as the second weekly Air New Zealand flight arrived on Tuesday. The midweek flight was first trialled last year and proved to be a popular option for travellers keen on a brief breakaway. Air New Zealand has been consistently servicing Niue since 2005 with negotiations between the airlines and government. However, constraints with the available accommodation on island to cater for an increase in visitor numbers had been a limitation at times. An increase in the number of new bungalows and accommodation developments in the past few months has built some confidence that the island can handle an influx of tourists, especially if there will be 2 flights a week. The midweek flight started Tuesday this week with 119 passengers arriving and only 51 departing the island. As people become familiar with the additional option, it is expected that visitor numbers will increase. The midweek flight will continue until the 22nd of October. Residents nearby the abandoned Makassar site in Toa have voiced concerns over the unauthorized dumping of rubbish. There have been reports of people using the privately owned area to dump their waste, and the matter has reached the Village Council of Mkotonga, the Environment Department, and now to the private contractors for waste management on the island.
The concern about this particular area, only because of the request by one of the family members, a neighbor to this area here. It's a prohibited area. It's not the designated area for dumping waste or rubbish. It's not like that. There are 3 dumping sites in the island. And this is Makato, Vaea, and Mutolo. And this one is not an area for any public to throw their or to put their rubbish on.
Waste management is not a new issue, but it is one that needs to have a change of mindsets as well as the necessary legislation that can strengthen enforcement to deter irresponsible practices.
I'd love to see legislation in place for this type of people. So, I mean, and to protect the public from doing such a thing. It's not a good practice anyway for anybody to do it to any piece of land here anyway.
Mr. Makani says that waste minimization is one proposal in the pipeline that they're working on to change the practices of people regarding waste. They're looking at encouraging the public to separate the waste that can be removed from the island, but that will take some time to finalize.
Trying to do the designated days for collection of different types of waste. So in the near future, not very far, but probably 2 or 3 months to go, hopefully the practice of our public will be convince the public to change their practice of putting their rubbish separately and by taking care of their own country, by looking after the country from waste.
Mr. Makani says that a trespass order has been issued for the area to deter any further practices or use of the area as a dumping site. He says that the onus and responsibility of waste management should be with the people on Niue Island to maintain Niue's clean and green image. Weavers and craft makers were brought together for a one-day training session at Makini Hall yesterday. The workshop, organized and facilitated by the Niue Chamber of Commerce and Niue Tourism, concentrated on handicrafts and understanding the market. Economic development is a key focus area of government, and with the focus on the tourism industry, there is a potential for people to create unique Niuean works of arts and crafts. The concept of supply and demand has raised a need for those within the industry to seriously think of strategic ways to reap economic benefits for their crafts by understanding the market better. Facilitators from the private sector and tourism sector were available on hand to give their expertise that would add value to the work the women are already doing. Taonga Niue has welcomed this initiative as one of the key focus areas of government, with the goal for the proposed Niue Cultural Heritage Facility to generate and sustain culturally based economic opportunities. One of these opportunities is in the areas of arts and crafts, and with the Niue Arts and Cultural Festival fast approaching next year, this workshop also serves as a good lead-up for people to create cultural arts or craft items to be sold in the various outlets. One of those outlets could be the Kaina Taonga Niue or museum. However, Taonga Niue are also cautious to avoid over-commercialization of Niuean cultural products and to ensure that communities work together in the protection of our cultural and protected objects. And that is our news bulletin for this evening. We do hope that you can join us again next week and enjoy the weekend ahead. And don't forget to check out the Women's Kilikiki season that is about to start this weekend. And also to end Cyber Safety Pacifica Week, Niue Police will be holding an early morning walk tomorrow at the Commercial Centre. We'd like to wish all those who will be taking part all the best as it starts at 6 in the morning.